All right, welcome back to the show. Things are getting interesting now, folks. 2020 has been an interesting year, and it's only getting more interesting here as the state that I live in prepares to shut down a forced government shutdown yet again. Starting to seem like, I don't know, maybe there's a manipulation going on where they don't want small business to survive, but I'll let you decide that. What we're going to talk about today on episode 110 of the School of Shred, the one and only, we're going to talk about how you can fight with fitness, how you can fight for your immune health, fight for your psychological health, your mental health, your spiritual health. You can fight through these times with fitness. To anybody out there who's living in Washington State, where I'm at, where we're shutting down again, I think other states are following suit because of the numbers. We're going to need to rally up through the winter months and stay in shape. And remember, because fitness is a vehicle for personal improvement and change. And if we have that vehicle taken from us, it can negatively affect our life, which is precisely why not too many people in my industry understand why gyms are shutting down. There's been no reported cases of the C word. Got to be careful now because social media will pull you. Social media is censoring now. So they've decided to shut gyms down yet again. And so they're basically shutting everything down. So we're all going to be stuck at home again. So today what we're going to talk about is 5 ways that you can fight for better health with your fitness as we shut her down again. So it's supposed to be a month. We'll see. They said 2 weeks last time, turned into 4 months. So, at this point, hopefully we have an economy to come back to, because these numbers going down apparently is much more important than the livelihood of people and being able to provide for their families. So anyway, so let's get into it. So this is episode 110. You can find the show on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram for the time being. And you can also find it on Spotify as well as iTunes. You just look up the School of Shred. So let's get into it. So the first thing that you can do to fight with fitness here, and let's get into a couple things first. We're going to talk about something today, which is fight for your health with fitness while being at home. All right, that's going to be the main thing, because we're going to be shutting down again. From the looks of it, I mean, some people are, but if you're going to be stuck at home more, nonetheless, let's just acknowledge a couple things about how powerful exercise is for immune system. Okay, not coming into contact. This is what people need to also understand who maybe aren't in the health industry at all. Maybe I'm no expert in disease control, but I also understand the gut microbiome. I've studied that quite a bit. And how many bacteria that we have in our body and how we need bacteria. So your body needs to come in contact with bacteria to build an immunity. If you're not coming into contact with bacteria, you can run some real issues there. Lack of exercise can actually impair the gut microbiome. So exercise on its own has been shown in studies, in science, which is what the dictator of our state, the governor of our state, likes to say, we are people of science. Well, science shows that exercise on its own builds immunity, and having a gym open might just help with that, where people can actually use equipment that they like and desire and have a place to get away from the world. So exercise helps improve the immune system. Let's see, what else do we got here? Exercise can actually affect and change the gut microbiome on its own. That's without food. So exercise is very, very potent. The same risk factors for the C word are the exact same risk factors for all other disease, like the flu, coronary heart disease, which is the #1 killer of Americans, but we don't shut down over cheeseburgers and processed food. It's because we have a cure for that. People just don't do it. And then we have metabolic syndrome, which would also be diabetes, pre-diabetes, type 2 diabetes, which is usually adult onset, all the way from insulin resistance, and then you taper it down to even hypoglycemia that people have. What is all of this? What's making people sick? Why are we sick? What puts you at risk for being sick? Poor metabolic health. That's the elephant in the room that nobody wants to talk about, is actually taking care of yourself. But that, yet again, now that's going to be taken from us, because the reality is, unfortunately, people have a hard time working out from home. Okay. Now we're going to talk about ways that you can do that today. And I want to encourage you and challenge you to become a warrior for your wellness during these times. But as gym shut down, so is a lot of people's motivation. So we're going to have to try extra hard here, you guys. We're going to have to try extra hard to protect our health and wellness. Okay. Because who knows how many of these lockdowns the powers that be have planned for us, and how much they want to ride this thing out with us. So anyway, so fitness is your secret weapon during these times of forced economic shutdown. All right. So be a warrior. So let's talk about how can you be a warrior? So the first thing that you can do to be a warrior and fight for your fitness and your immune system is calisthenic workouts 3 to 5 days per week. Okay. You can do these from home. If you join the School of Shred Online Health Academy, that's where I will be doing 3 live classes every week for the next month, which is more than normal. We already have an exercise library, but I'm going to be doing some live classes so everybody can kind of have some camaraderie, and we can all be together and be a team. So calisthenic workouts, though, 3 to 5 days per week. So what are calisthenics? That's body weight exercise. So that is push-ups, squats, burpees, things of that sort. Okay, so I've talked about those kind of workouts before. If you go back in the library of all of these shows, there's 110 of them. You can find some of the calisthenic workouts that I talk about. So that's something you can do from home. The second thing is go on 2 walks per day. So if you can't leave your house, or if you can't go out in public, everything's shut down, what you can do is first thing in the morning, get up, go walk. It's a great time to start burning body fat, get your metabolism going, oxygenate your body. It's also meditative. It can help calm you down, especially if you nasal breathe. And then at night, take another walk. So after dinner, that actually helps postprandial glucose numbers, which is post-meal glucose numbers. So, and that falls into that daily step count that I talk about a lot. And then number 3 is going to be intermittent fasting. Okay. So intermittent fasting is another way that during this forced economic shutdown of the powers that be, you can increase your health. Okay. So you don't lose more health. All right. So what is that? So there's a 16-8 method, which is the standard method for fasting. So 16 hours without food, only water or coffee, no creamer in it. And then 8-hour feeding period where you eat all your calories within 8 hours. Or you could do an OMAD diet, 1 meal a day. Now that's what I personally like to do. But you're going to want to walk your body into that. Okay. So if you have some hypoglycemia going on, you're going to need to be a little more cautious with that. Okay. And a lot of people have hypoglycemia. They just don't know it. People who feel like they get hangry every couple hours and they need to have a snack all the time, you might want to start just skipping the snack and build up your metabolic resiliency. Okay. And then you can work into something like fasting. And the reason this is really cool is because when you're at home, might not be burning a lot of calories. Now, if you go for 2 walks a day and then you also exercise from home, that's a good amount. But the rest of the day, if you're sitting down, which we kind of have to, I'm sitting down in here in my office, I'm going to have to do a lot of that, be working. Intermittent fasting is great because what you're doing when you're doing it from home is you're actually establishing new patterns of eating at home. It's new habits. And the thing is you are your habits. I am my habits. We have to accept our habits. We have to own them. So you can create a new habit, which is when you're stuck at home, maybe you've been dealing with this for 7 months. I know this is a very hard thing when we're stuck at home, is to not just go to the fridge and keep eating or wanting to get comfort foods. It's tough. It's tough on all of us. We want to kind of find some comfort. And so if you can change that, that's just a testament to really how much you can change entirely, because I think the fridge and the pantries have way too much power for most of us. I've definitely been there. That's what I help my clients do. And intermittent fasting can help, because if you have a set time, like I'm not going to eat until 3 p.m., then it's just not even an option. And what that also does is it's going to help you control caloric consumption as well, and insulin spikes. So that can be awesome. That can be awesome. It can control those kitchen habits. So that's number 3 is intermittent fasting, or a 1 meal a day style plan. Number 4, for fighting your fitness from home and building your immune system and taking care of your body while you're stuck at home, is a kitchen detox. So you can go through your kitchen, you can get rid of vegetable oils, which are polyunsaturated fats, highly prone to oxidation. They're not meant for human consumption. They have to be hydrogenated to even be consumed by humans, or else they're a gray, rancid seed oil. It's the truth. They don't, the vegetable oil you get in that jar that you see, it doesn't come out like that. Olive oil does, though. I actually did an experiment. I got to go check on it, because I actually put some vegetable oil that I had sitting around in the fridge. It doesn't coagulate at all, right? And then you put it in the freezer, and I wanted to see if it actually will freeze, because it's so tampered. So anyway, vegetable oils, you can get them out. Anything with vegetable oils in it. So that's like corn oil, soybean oil, canola oil, huge offender, especially canola oil, because they say that there's omega-3s in there, so it's good for you. Your mitochondria function at about 80% of what they can burn through some. There were some mitochondrial probing studies done, and that's actually the lowest burning fat you could possibly give your body is omega-3s from canola oil. But marketing wants to trick you into thinking that that's fish oil omega-3s and it's good for you and all that. Doesn't cross the blood-brain barrier. Or the walnut oil, that's one where people, hey, there's omega-3s in it. It's an animal source, or a non-animal source. Doesn't cross the blood-brain barrier. So you want to make sure you're getting the right sources here. So vegetable oil, if you can get rid of that, awesome. You're taking a step in the right direction for your wellness, to be a warrior for your wellness. And then processed refined sugars, like junk foods and such, they tend to hijack your taste buds. Now, the biggest issue with sugar, or processed sugar, right, where you're getting a high amount of it, one of the biggest issues is that most of the time it actually comes with vegetable oil. And so, it seems to me that we've been blaming sugar, and sugar in high amounts is bad as well, but it's context dependent. But vegetable oils there doesn't seem to be a context where you would want those. And those tend to be with processed sugars. They tend to be with them. So if you look at any kind of sugary food that you might think of as sugar, actually look at the oils that they use in there. I'll bet you bottom dollar on it that it is not avocado oil or cold pressed olive oil. Guaranteed, it's vegetable oil or soybean oil or something like that. Things of that sort. So number 5, before we end this show, all right, is you can fight your fitness and be a wellness warrior from home with a good sleep schedule. All right. So 7 to 9 hours a night, cool, dark room. Start hacking your sleep, especially if you got the time off. Meditate before bed if you're stressed about the uncertainty the world's going through. I get it. I'm in the same spot. We're all spiritually trying to work through this thing. You're not alone, but if you feel like you're getting that cortisol spike at night, what I'd recommend is turn off whatever device that you're listening to me on right now. Turn it off at night. Don't watch any of this stuff. There's a reason I do this at 9 a.m. so you can watch it early. Shut the phone down. Don't look at news outlets for like 2 hours before bed. Try to own your mind. Read a good book that spiritually speaks to you. You could read something like Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. You could read something like The Compassionate Samurai. You could read something from John C. Maxwell. He's a great leadership author. Nourish your brain in positivity. You are what you think about. You are what you do. What you think about creates what you do, and it creates your actions. So fill your head with goodness at night, and then try breathing exercises like a good meditation. Put some headphones on at night. Shut yourself in a dark room. Shut your eyes. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Try to block all thoughts, and then that will help you calm your nervous system down a little bit. And then you can get that 7 to 9 hours of quality. And then you want that consistent sleep schedule. So go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. That can definitely help, is going to bed and getting up at the same time every day and obeying that sleep schedule. So that's what I got for you guys today. Let's get through this thing. If you want to join the online health academy that I'm running, I'm basically going fully online with this business right now. All my in-person people have to go online, so they're all joining as well. I am doing For the people who are listening live right now or today in the next week, it is, what is it? It's November 16th right now. I am doing a sale that's 30% off for your first quarter. That's 90 days of the School of Shred Online Health Academy. I am doing that until the November 22nd. So that's this Sunday. So you have 1 week right now to sign up for the School of Shred Online Health Academy. You are going to be getting weekly live classes with me in person. Yes, in the flesh. You'll be able to talk to me. We'll be able to catch up. We'll be able to hang out. So we do weekly live classes on Zoom conferences, you and all of your peers. And then we also have daily Q&As that we go over. There's going to be 3 workouts a week, 3 live workouts a week. If you can't make those workouts, you're going to have access to all the replays of them. That's all going to be done on my website, theschoolofshred.com. There's a whole back office on there. So when you sign up and you pay for your membership, you're actually going to get access to your account. And then on there, you're going to have a systematic education in how to get healthier. That's metabolically healthy, physically healthy through fitness, spiritually healthy through just positive mindset disciplines and things that we're going to go over inside of the school. There's different assignments we'll do. And then we're also going to rid you of environmental toxins. We're going to get rid of some of the stuff that might be in your home that maybe you didn't choose to be in your home. They're just chemicals that could be producing, altered hormonal responses, xenoestrogens and things like that. Little toxins. Like I have a book right here. It's a really good book. Toxic. That's the name of this book. So it talks about the mold toxicity, Lyme disease, chemical sensitivities, and environmental illness and stuff like that. So if you feel like you're really sensitive to stuff, I mean, that's no joke. A lot of people they think people are just really sensitive nowadays. Well, we don't consider there's a lot of chemicals that are in our house that we don't really know about. So we have assignments to get through that. So the School of Shred is about getting you holistically healthy. So it's not exactly what I do in person, which is help people with weight training, and good, custom fit client defined type exercise. This is more of an overall approach of calisthenic workouts, weekly live meetups, dietary assignments. There's PowerPoint presentations, all sorts of training. So, and it's all organized, and I don't throw a bunch at you because I realize that you have a life. I hope so. I hope you have a life. And all I'm doing is just trying to set up some pieces in an organized way to help you reclaim your health and fitness as it gets more and more challenging for us right now, unfortunately. But we'll get through it. So stay positive, keep your head up. With that, I want you to stay strong and healthy in body. Stay relentless and energized in spirit. Stay determined in your pursuits today and every day. That's spell shred. Now go shred your day and get better in every way. Until next time, class is dismissed. Thanks for tuning in.